All right, welcome everybody. We're going to give folks a few moments to join. We'll do a quick introduction before we get started with today's CEU-approved course, Enhancing Roof Design with Composite Solutions. Today's course is presented to you by the team at DaVinci Roofscapes. We've got Amilee on here today, who's going to be giving today's AIA-approved portion. And then we've got Megan joining as well. So we've got plenty of people from the DaVinci team to answer any questions that you've got. Before we go ahead and jump into today's webinar, I just want to give folks a few helpful tips on some ways to find some more information after today's event. So I'm going to share my screen here quickly and just show you some resources for after today's webinar if you're looking about learning some more about DaVinci, learning some more about some of the product solutions that we're going to be talking about today. So everybody who signs up for our webinars has a free Acelab account. You can head to app.acelabusa.com to explore all of the free tools and resources that we've got. Today, just want to show you how to get in touch with today's presenters and access product information if you're learning some more after today's event. You can use the search bar at the top, type in the name of any product, any brand, other resources. It'll cross-search between all of the different categories that we have on our website. And you can just head on over to the name that you're typing in here. Scrolling down, you can use this button to get in touch with their team directly. You can also explore some more about the company in general, watch some great videos, and explore their product solutions as well. So this is a great place to come if you've got, some questions, if you're looking to access some product information, and looking to get in touch with their team, connect about a project, or just get some more general information. All right, and the last thing I want to show y'all here today is just where these conversations will live. So if you click this connect button, or if you let us know today that you want to be connected with today's presenters, we'll go ahead and create a conversation for you. You'll get email notifications about any of these conversations. You can respond directly to those emails, so you don't have to open Acelab's system. But in case it's helpful to jump over to your conversation overview on Acelab, you can always click this icon in the top right. That'll bring you to a page with any of the active connections that you have on our platform. So this is a great place to come and see, other presenters that you've connected with, get an overview of all of the communication happening through the platform, chat a little bit more about product solutions, about any of your projects that you've got coming up. And it's a really great way to kind of keep everything organized along with your product information. You can nest things under your firm library or under different projects. So it's a really great way to kind of keep your communication with manufacturers and with Acelab's team all organized in one space. All right. Other than that, just want to encourage folks to please feel free to submit any questions to the Q&A throughout today's presentation. We should have some time to get to those live. If we don't get to your question live, we will have a record of it and we can follow up with you after today's event. Today's event is AIA approved. We did ask for AIA numbers upon registration. In case you're worried you did not submit your AIA number there, we will also send a form in the chat momentarily where you can enter your AIA number. If you've used that form in the past, your information auto-saves, so you don't have to use it again in case you're somebody who comes to these webinars with us a lot. All right, that's it for me. Thank you everyone so much for joining today. We appreciate you coming out to learn some more about enhancing roof design. And Amilee, whenever you're ready, feel free to go ahead and take it away.
Awesome. But are you seeing the correct screen?
Yep, yeah, that's great.
All right. Well, thank you again for everybody joining, and welcome to our Enhancing Roof Design with Composite Solutions. Again, it's provided by DaVinci Roofscapes, and this is going to be a 1-hour credit course for AIA. I always like to start off by kind of introducing myself because I'm not always on camera. So a little bit about me. My name is Amilee Rieck. I've originally started out in heavy civil horizontal in the infrastructure market. I've been kind of in construction for 14 years. I moved from heavy civil into vertical building construction, which primarily focused on construction technology, productivity, lean practices, a better, faster, kind of safer way of doing things through innovation. I most recently joined DaVinci Roofscapes back in April 2024. And just a little bit about me to make me kind of human. I love my husband, Dan, my only daughter, Aubrey, our Siberian Husky, Mika, and I'm a huge wino. So just a little bit about me. This is the course number and the learning credits that you will be receiving at the completion of this course. And to kind of start off, so as you can read, in this 1-hour course, yourselves as design professionals, you'll be able to explore the sustainable and versatile characteristics of composite roofing solutions. So this course will cover the benefits of the composite roofing systems, such as their long life cycle, their durability, and the adaptability for a variety of applications in different environments. So our learning objectives by the end of our little talk today, we aspire that you'll be able to identify the environmentally friendly features of virgin engineered polymer composite roofing materials. You'll be able to explain the design and architectural advantages of choosing composite roofing solutions, including their product integrity, versatility, and visual appeal. You'll be able to evaluate the pros and the cons of traditional roofing materials compared to these composite products, and you'll be able to analyze the durability and extended lifespan of composite roofing materials, along with the various testing methods and approvals associated with the roofing materials. So as far as a little introduction, composite roofing materials have kind of been available on the market for more than 2 decades. What they do is they provide a cost-effective, viable alternative to that traditional slate and shake roofing system. They're developed in response to the continued popularity of the historic natural look of that slate and wood shake. They were also developed in response to the dwindling supply of either a non-renewable or a slow renewable resource. The result is that the product has proven to be durable, lightweight, and in many ways, it's really a good environmental choice for both commercial and residential products. So although each manufacturer has its own formula, composites are typically comprised of kind of a variety of engineered polymers, rubbers, natural or cement components with fiber or like polymer bonds. So using advanced injection and compression molding techniques, high quality composite materials are manufactured using engineered polymers consisting of UV inhibitors, color stabilizers, fire retardants. There are many different types of polymers, therefore each composite kind of has they're kind of unique in their composition. Some manufacturers also choose to use recycled materials, and then there are some manufacturers who choose not to. So due to all those variables that I just mentioned, the end product can really vary when it comes to performance, the aesthetics, and also the color stability. So this course that we were taking was going to focus on composites made from the most stable polymers available. So this is going to be based on an engineered polymer resin system. So what is a engineered polymer resin? So this system is what has very little thermal expansion, which, as you know, is very critical when it comes to a roofing material. So when you use advanced polymers, this actually assists in allowing the material to, remain pliable in all temperatures. So as a result of this, it instead of becoming brittle and breaking when it's installed at, low temperatures, as well as like buckling or any like deformation at high temperatures. So this type of product kind of resists those issues that can come up. So many other types of composites have minimum temperature requirements, as their material can break or crack in that cold weather, like when a nail is driven through it, or when it's walked upon. So some engineered polymer composites can be installed in temperatures as low as 20 degrees. I'm not really sure everybody's excited to get on a roof at 20 degrees, but it is possible. You can work year round. Testing indicates that these composites that are made from these type of polymers will also retain their tensile strengths and also like not crack or warp over time. So why virgin resins? So virgin resins, they are the purest form of resin they have no market pre-life use. So these virgin resins are the strongest and they are the most durable type of composite roofing. When using virgin resins, it gives the roof the best possible chance for that long lifespan. This can be a positive impact for the environment because you only have to get a new roof every 50 years versus 5, 10, 15, 20. Roofs that are exposed to or roofs are exposed, if you think about it, they're on the roof of your home to the sun's UV rays like 100% of the time, which this can really break down the polymer chains And this degradation can cause resins to become brittle and crack over time. So if you start with recycled content, the polymer chains have already been broken down, which that ends up putting the roofing material with recycled content at a disadvantage. So roofing materials can be one of the, like composite roofing materials can be one of the best long-term investments that you can make on a project. So features and benefits of composites. So all the different things that we're going to show really quickly on this slide, we're going to kind of dive into in the future slides. So we're going to talk about sustainability, durability, meaning highest performance standards, that natural look, the outstanding aesthetics. I think it's one of my favorite words that we talk about in this presentation is the aesthetics. It's lightweight, it's easy to install and maintain, and it's cost effective. So starting off with sustainability. So composites use the least amount of the Earth's resources compared to any other roofing material. It takes much less oil to manufacture composites than it does, asphalt shingles. And actually, in fact, the crude oil that some manufacturers use is a byproduct from the refinement of gasoline. There are also significant amounts of labor, fuel, and destruction of landscape that's needed to quarry natural slate, which composite materials completely eliminate. Also the natural slate tiles will crack and break up to 15% during installation. So that results in costly waste. And then on the other hand, when it comes to the composite shake, it saves trees. Some composites are 100% recyclable if you check with the manufacturer. So 100% of the manufacturing waste is recycled back into the product. Because composites are lightweight, it will also reduce the cost and the carbon footprint associated with transportation. I know that's something that a lot of companies are going towards, is reducing their carbon footprint. And a roof that lasts only 15 to 20 years can cause 2 or 3 times more landfill problems than composite slate roof that lasts up to 2 or 3 times as long. So the longevity of the shingle is, more environmentally friendly because there is that lifetime savings to the environment. Less shipping, manufacturing, installation, disposal. Composite products can also contribute to LEED point certification. This is for heat island effect, water efficiency, construction waste management, resource reuse, regional materials. And then composite products may also be available in colors approved by that Cool Roof Rating Council for local building codes. So the cool roof colors, they reflect the sunlight, they take the heat away from the building. So it kind of leads to greater reductions in the cooling load. And of course, in return, increases the energy efficiency. One of our next is the durability. So composite roofs are designed to last a lifetime and can come with a warranty for up to 50 years provided by manufacturing. Some manufacturers offer lifetime limited warranties on even residential products. So composite roofs are also incredibly stable and they perform better than most materials on the market. They're embedded in the material are like UV stabilizers, which dramatically slow the process of color fading. As a result, or as the roof ages in the sun, it should fade minimally and evenly. So it's not leaving that blotching on the roof or, turning that white or gray color. It's also hail resistant composite shingles have class 4 impact resistance. This is actually the highest rating possible for any sort of roofing material. This can qualify homeowners for discounts on their homeowners insurance. Installed using standard methods itself, the material is rated up to 110 miles for straight line wind. And then when the high wind installation techniques are used, the tiles are also Miami-Dade and high velocity wind zone approved up to 180 miles an hour. So this actually exceeds the code in most areas. Some composite roofing products are also Class A fire rated and also the Woodland Urban Interface approved. This is important because in several states, and as we're experiencing that where wildfires are common, the use of natural slate have been banned strictly due to the risk of fire. Aesthetics, my favorite word. So because of the versatility of by using the composite slate and composite shake, you're really able to achieve any aesthetic that fits your project best. From that thin profiled slate to like a heavy shake design. Some manufacturers offer a variety of composite slate profiles, including like a half-inch profile, which can offer that, more historic and weathered slate look. And then like a half-inch profile, which offers, a more luxurious and defined look. Depending on the design, composite shakes can also be manufactured in 5/8 inch thicknesses. This design also helps with that deeply grained surface, really reminiscent of the texture that you get when you hand split a natural cedar shake. There's also the product's designed with false keyways, which provides, a multiple look on a single tile. And we'll discuss that a little bit further. So color, there is a multiple color width thickness options when it comes to composite, and it really allows the product to look indigenous to almost any area or any architectural style you can dream up. So color options really emulate the full range of what natural slate can provide, with even like just a single color or with like a multicolor look. And then authentic shake colors are able to really match how cedar ages in different climates. The proper mixing or blending of various styles is actually critical to obtaining the natural look without, patterns or color blotching. So what I think is really unique is some manufacturers provide factory collated color blends. So what factory collated bundles are is like instead of being on site and having the install team have to do this on site, it comes from the factory like kitted and ready to go. So it assures that the roof looks as expected, and then it also eliminates the need for additional labor that would otherwise be incurred if they were mixing on a job site. And we all know labor is the most expensive part of construction. There are also custom colors and custom color blends, really to satisfy a infinite spectrum of whatever you're trying to design. So this just talks about kind of how the blend and bundles. So some manufacturers offer tiles that are bundled in multiple width, single width, self-aligning systems. So these are all pre-sorted tiles, factory collated, single color, multicolor blends. It just ensures that the hand sorting on the job site is less. So therefore you have got that more consistent, the more natural appearance. There's also the different profile options. So there's a multi-width and single width profiles with slate and shake. So that offers a traditional look and the use of traditional install techniques. There's the self-aligning systems, which offer the look of slate and shake in a more lightweight and cost-effective design. What's really cool about the self-aligning systems is they're kind of designed to snap and fit together for faster installation. So I kind of think of it almost like a puzzle. Everything just kind of clicks and during install. And then some manufacturers offer a type of shake product that is made with a false keyway. So again, this false keyway, which gives off that multi-width appearance by having a single tile. I know we come across turrets in particular jobs. So some manufacturers offer custom turret packages. So since, turrets kind of the pitches on it kind of vary in design, it's really beneficial to order like a pre-cut turret package. And so it's in accordance with that precise pitch that's required. The turret package always consists of a minimum of the top 10 coursing rows, and it's layered obviously from the peak downward. So it's a full system when it comes to your rooftop. Lightweight benefits. So the weight of roofing material really has an impact when it comes to structural reinforcement, the cost, the range of design. Composite slate is lightweight, between 260 and 325 pounds per square, depending on what exposure you are achieving. This is, a third of the weight of quarried slate. So the the lightweight in itself is a huge benefit. Consequently, the roof does not require, again, any additional roof support. So it's great to be used in most re-roofing situations. And, the lightweight feature offers, several benefits, for the installer. It facilitates handling and the installation of the roofing material. And also for the client, it reduces installation time and costs. When it comes to easy installation, natural slate is really difficult to install, which is why there are few slates on the market today. The material is very brittle, it's heavy, it has to be hand nailed. Breakage at the job site requires, a different additional material, which in turn adds costs, and then going back to increased landfill waste. Conversely, the composite slate can be easily cut, with a utility knife or a circ saw. It's lightweight, it supports foot traffic, so you can walk on it. It can be installed with a nail gun. So as a result, the composite slate installation requires less labor and in turn results in less waste. Similar to its natural counterparts when it comes to the shake and slate shingles, they are installed one at a time. However, they provide that greater durability and they're way easier to handle. This is just kind of showing the different ways that you can, install. So if you, lay the slate in a straight course, it provides that more traditional look. Or if like your aesthetic requirement demands a more custom, like that cottage-like appearance, the shingles can be installed using the staggering coursing. Same when it goes with the shake. The left side is obviously the straight course, and then the staggered course is on the right. I kind of love the staggered. I think it kind of looks like crooked teeth, but it's very just timeless when it comes to the viewing pleasure. There's also, where cedar shake has really becoming a popular siding option. So some manufacturers also offer the line of composite shake specifically for siding, with the damaging effects from like sun and hail, gale force winds, that freeze thaw cycles. The siding of your home really goes through a high amount of strain, just as your roof. So this split shake for siding can provide the long-lasting beauty, be a constant source of pride for, both the homeowner and you as the one designing it. These tiles can endure practically any climate, as this product is, typically used on roofs, but now it can be used as a siding application to give, the rest of the home that long-lasting elegance. So these come in 8 and 10-inch widths, 18 inches tall. It also has a false keyway for that multi-width appearance. Can be installed at 6, 7, and 8-inch exposures. Low maintenance. There's no painting required. It has that thick construction, so those deep grooves. It really gives that realistic grain pattern. So it combines with dramatic shadows, gives you a real like visual richness. And what's great, it's resistant to fading, rotting, cracking, creepy crawly, pests, all that kind of fun stuff. There's also a multitude of different types of patterns that can be used. So because we have because of the weight being lightweight and the multiple sizes, you can really customize any sort of pattern. So if you see in this photo here, this has a mix of kind of everything. It's the different colors, the different sizes. There are accessory pieces, which also this allows to have a complete system. So, we have the turret tiles, the hip and ridge tiles, the shake valley tiles, the hip and ridge system for both the slate and the shake. There's rig tiles for self-aligning system, transition tiles for self-aligning system, starter tiles for all products. So you really get that great view from the ground up. So just really a complete system that can be provided for the rooftop. So easy to maintain, and one of our other talking points. So unlike, their natural counterparts, Composite materials don't require any routine maintenance. I know as a homeowner, this is great for me because my husband is an engineer and I work in construction. And it's funny, we can build bridges and talk about fun stuff. But when it comes to actually doing stuff at our home, we are obsolete. We are terrible. So things that are low maintenance for us are winning in our book. So natural slate, must be examined every year for damage due to freeze thaw cycles, natural aging, deterioration. Broken slates on slate roofs must be cleared and replaced, which can be expensive. Maybe the color doesn't match. And then like natural wood shake is very fragile. Even the smallest hailstorm can cause damage to those shingles. Additionally, we talked about before, like the mold, the mildew, the insects can really shorten the life cycle or the lifespan on the shakes. Even just the inspection process itself can damage the natural slate and shake. Um, and then just remember that some composites carry that 50-year warranty, providing the client peace of mind, not only, residual resale value. Cost effective. Composite slate right off the bat offers an upfront savings. Savings average 50% when installing composite over a comparable natural product. This is due to the high cost of materials, the structural reinforcements, and then of course the labor. While the install cost when it comes to composite shake roof, may be comparable or maybe a little bit more, than its natural counterpart. There is that life cycle cost savings factor. So since natural shake roof will have to be replaced twice in the lifetime of a composite. So when you look at the maintenance and the replacement costs of natural slate and shake roofs, when you kind of consider that, composites offer a clear life cycle cost advantage. So due to its many favorable attributes, a composite slake or shake may also be chosen not only in comparison to their natural counterparts, but also in lieu of you've got clay tiles, concrete tiles, metal roof, and then asphalt roofs. So now moving forward, we're going to kind of talk about features, benefits, strengths, and weaknesses when it comes to traditional roofing materials and the composite. So when it comes to wood shake, and you guys can kind of read this, there's the strengths of wood shake, there's the weaknesses of wood shake, but then the composite advantages. So I just want to focus on, that 3 to 4 times the life expectancy of a wood shake. You have that Class A fire rating with a special underlayment. You also have that hail resistance and a similar weight with no extra support required. We're going to do the same with natural. So again, you have the strengths of the natural slate, the weaknesses of the natural slate, and then really driving home that composite advantage, the cost savings, the right off the rip cost savings, the fact that it's lightweight, and the fact that it is hand over feet easier to install. So while it's very impressive, the features and benefits of composite roof products, you often require key documents to comply with, architectural guidelines. So we're going to discuss what the testing of the roofing materials looks like, and what's required for our authority approval, such as ICCES, Miami-Dade, ASTM, ULs, all those different types of testing that would need to go in. So we're going to start with a fire test. To determine the fire resistance of a product, a test sample is subjected to a fire test. So this is equivalent to UL 790. I used to work with Firestop in my last position. So ULs are like a hate-love kind of relationship for me. But this test specimen is affixed to the deck while an intermittent flame is applied. So in order to pass the Class A fire test, the flame must not burn through the roof deck for at least 90 minutes. There are slate composites available that having just a regular 30-pound felt underlayment rate at Class A. Similarly, shake composites, now with a specialty underlayment, can be rated Class A. There's also a Class C option available if you don't need a Class A rating. But also note that the untreated natural shakes do not have any fire rating whatsoever, so that poses a serious fire hazard. So pictured here, you see the fire that spreads from, it spreads through the untreated natural shakes and then through the roof deck in under about 10 minutes. And this is just kind of going to show, this is non-Class A fire rated, so what happens. This is flame spreads across the product and ignites the decking. The product melts, and then taking less than 11 minutes for the roofing material to burn completely off and expose the decking. All right, so UL 2218 impact. So what this actually does is, so this test provides impact resistance data for the evaluation of roof covering materials. So what happens here is this test involves, dropping a 2-inch steel ball weighing 1.2 pounds from 20 foot onto the installation. Test is repeated, and then both impacts must be within a 1/4 inch. Some composites rate Class 4. And again, like I said earlier, this is the highest rating you can have on an impact test. There is also the wind uplift test. So this test specifically is used to determine the blow-off resistance of roofing materials at a given wind velocity. So in this test, the roofing assembly is subjected to sustained winds at specified velocities for 2 hours. So some slate and shake products are certified at 110 miles an hour. And then your TAS 125 is a test to determine the wind uplift resistance in high velocity hurricane zones. So a roofing assembly is subjected to positive and negative pressure in 60-minute cycles. And this measures the wind uplift resistance at 150 miles an hour. This test specifically, is the certification needed to meet Florida building codes, Miami-Dade acceptance, etc. There's also the accelerated weather testing. So this test is used to determine the material performance in terms of color fade, tensile strength, curling, warping, and then coating adhesion. So what it does is it uses a QUV test chamber, and the specimens are subjected to roughly about 4,500 hours of exposure to UV radiation, elevated temperatures, moisture, and thermal shock. So the results of tests on some engineered polymer composite tiles show nearly no color change, along with no real change in tensile strength. And this is just a fun chart because it's kind of indicating the results of the accelerated testing of the engineered polymer composite tile. So the color change is represented by the y-axis, and then there's a change in delta E. So after 4,000 hours, which is the standard industry test, the material color change is insignificant. And then when you double it, going above and beyond at the 8,000 hours, it registers 1.2, which it still is extremely, extremely low. Freeze thaw testing. This is great. I live in a snow area, so I like to see this kind of testing done and the results of it. So this is a freeze thaw test. So it's really critical because freeze thaw issues are one of the major causes to have a roof material deteriorate. So the object of this test is to determine material performance under extreme temperature cycling. So the test specimens are exposed to temperatures ranging from -40 up to 180 continuously for 1 month. And when tested, some polymer composites show no signs of crazing, cracking, or any other sort of surface damage. Water absorption. So the object of this test is to determine if the material absorbs water to discount any freeze thaw issues. So the test samples are submerged in water at 158 degrees for a complete week. To ascertain water absorption values, the samples are weighed before and then they're weighed after submersion. Some engineered polymer composites yielded virtually no absorption. Um, this an example was 0.18% of the material weight. And now we're just kind of look at a couple different case studies just to kind of, see how the products perform. So this case study that we're looking at, this location was in Connecticut. The project ended up being an award-winning Long Island Sound residence. And what the kind of and it was designed by architect Michael Labuglio. So the challenges are that this specific home was 300 feet from the Long Island Sound, and which in turn the home needed durable, moisture resistance, low maintenance products on the exterior. So the solution was that it was specified DaVinci multi with slate roofing, because we've learned that composite slate resists salt air, sea spray, high winds, that fungus, algae growth, insects, termites. And in turn, it became the winner of the 2017 Spec Home of the Year. And this just kind of shows the different, the different wow, I cannot speak right now. um, so the roof tiles that contribute to the LEED certification process. So you have your water efficient landscaping, your construction waste management, diverting old roofing materials to landfills, your resource reuse, so you can reuse the tiles if removed carefully, regional materials, being manufactured within a certain radius, most specifically in the United States. So we have our case study number 2, which is weather related. So this is actually Mustang, Texas. It is the Episcopal Conference Center. So the design firm was Richter Architects, and they specified DaVinci single width slate composite tiles in the spring of 2017. And this was to replace aging fiber cement tiles for both, the sidewall application as well as the roof. The challenge was that in the summer of 2017, if anybody remembers, Category 4 Hurricane Harvey came through and destroyed this island community with 120, 140 mile per hour winds. And the solution was there was zero damage to impact resistant composite tiles on the roofs of the center, because the DaVinci tiles are approved by TDI and Miami-Dade. We have our multi-family case study. This is in Libertyville, Illinois. This is a townhome community. So the story here is that there's 325 townhomes in this community that needed natural cedar replacement. The original shakes were only 16 years old. So the roofs needed to be replaced because of the premature breakdown of the natural cedar. And this was kind of primarily due to the roof being installed incorrectly. So it was installed on solid deck rather than, cedar breathers. So at the time, natural cedar was the only product approved by this village. And so DaVinci worked with the HOA to get past the hurdle and to get the product that they would eventually use approved. And then you have to also think too, when it came to re-roof, homeowners would be living on site, so you had to be extra careful on the safety of the install of the product. So the solution for this one, it ended up being all the units were replaced with the composite shake, which had the same exact profile and color as the natural cedar that it replaced. And because the composite materials don't absorb moisture, they won't prematurely break down. And the best thing for the homeowners, they come with a 50-year limited warranty. And then our last case study, this is our little historic in Toronto, Canada. This was a architect that updated an 80-year-old building. It was originally constructed in 1935. It was a country retreat. this English style manor building now has been converted into commercial properties. There's the architect actually has his office there, a daycare, a therapist. But the old cedar shakes needed to be replaced. And because it was because it was an historic structure, I really needed to have that realistic shake look, but also, have that long-term performance. So the solution was the architectural team chose DaVinci multi-width shake. The color is aged cedar, and they specified for the authentic look because it was a historic property. You're getting low maintenance, and it was also to replicate, the firm itself, their commitment to investigating and specifying, high quality products. So these are just some examples for your viewing pleasure of composite shake installations. Um, I really love the A-frame home. I think it's gorgeous. And then we also have some examples of composite slate, very regal. And then I think this is fun. So we talked about the composite custom color blend and, like the Disney blue, everybody has a specific color, but this here on this left picture is a church in Texas. So they used a variety of greens in a multi-width slate style to kind of get the look they were going for. And then on the right, it's actually a church in Kentucky, just took standard colors from the color palette, but installed it in the custom pattern. Um, so really to just recreate the historicness of the building. This just goes to show all the different, product feature benefits when it comes to, open valleys, closed valleys, dormer installations, what a hip and ridge look like up close with slate. So really the world's your oyster when it comes to design. Composite shake installations. Same thing, the open valley, the metal seams, the drip edges, the ridge. I think the snow guards are very pretty. Now that you guys have heard me talk for a while, I'm going to summarize. So just to recap, so using advanced injection molded techniques, high quality composite materials, they're manufactured using an engineered polymer resin system consisting of the takeaway of 100% virgin resins, also UV inhibitors, color stabilizers, and fire retardants. Since each manufacturer has its own formula, end products can vary in both performance and aesthetics. Using high quality composites, it provides lightweight roofing material, has several green features, the superior longevity, the durability, the pleasing aesthetics, um, not to mention cost effectiveness. You also have your Class A fire rating, ease of installation, next to no maintenance. You also get in the factory collated color blends. So some manufacturers offer composite shingles that are bundled in multiple widths, single widths, and self-aligning systems. Unlike the man-made look that other products might have with one single width, multiple widths provide that random pattern that adds visual interest and heightens the design of the roof. When you compare it to traditional roofing materials, composite provides numerous advantages, such as no freeze-thaw issues, Class 4 impact rating, durability, color fade. In researching composite roof products, there are several tests that are of concern. So this includes that testing wind uplift, again, that fire testing, your impact testing, your accelerated weathering, freeze thaw. Approval agencies governing roofing materials also include Miami-Dade and ICCES. And then composite roofs can enhance the aesthetics of a structure and honestly looks so genuine that the roofer will be the only one that knows it's not from nature. So as I review, I'm not going to read these back to you, but I hope that you are able to identify, explain, evaluate, and analyze composite roofing materials. That's all.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much, Amelie. That was great. We do have a question in the Q&A, so we can talk about that out loud. And then if anybody else has some questions that are coming up, feel free to enter them in the Q&A and we can get to some of those live. Also, if you have a question that feels longer-winded and you'd like to maybe ask it out loud, feel free to raise your hand. We can unmute you. You don't have to turn your camera on, but in case that feels like a helpful way to ask your question. All right, let's start off here with what is the flame spread rating of the material?
Megan, can you help?
I
And I
can.
think,
I was
oh, there we
just,
go.
oh, yeah, sorry, I had to get off mute.
All good.
I was just looking it up. So the Class A fire rating is measured by all those different, um, all the different things that they test for. One of them is flame spread. One of them is how many embers come off the system, that sort of thing. I was just looking through our testing summary to see if there was something specific about flame spread or if it was just all written into that Class A. And I think it's all just written into that Class A system test.
I'll say I'm happy to do a little bit of research and get back with an official answer.
All right, awesome. Yeah, we've got a record of your question, Joseph. So the folks on the DaVinci team can follow up with you after today's event. All right, it looks like somebody does have their hand raised. So Francisco, I'm going to allow you to talk briefly and let us know if you'd like to ask a question out loud or if you just raised your hand by mistake.
I just raised my hand by mistake.
Okay, all good. Thank you for letting us know. All right. Awesome. Well, let's give it another moment or so to see if we have any other questions that come in.
Yeah.
And while we're waiting for that, I just want to mention to folks, there's a few helpful links in the chat, including the link to the DaVinci page on Acelab. That's a great place to come if you've got any additional questions that come up after today's webinar. You want to connect with them about a project or just getting some more information. You can also explore their products and save them to your account so that you can come back to them later as well.
Hey, Bo, since we have a couple minutes, can I do a couple more things about DaVinci really quick? I like to just
Go for it.
Okay, so just
Yeah,
to kind
totally.
yeah, so I like to kind of show like a little bit of history of DaVinci. So, and for those who don't know, so we are a leader in composite roofing since 1999. We are headquartered in Lenexa, Kansas, which is right outside of Kansas City. We have a proprietary polymer formula, so it's strictly us. Nobody has the same exact makeup that we do. We have state-of-the-art injection moldings. Obviously, you saw the extensive code and testing approvals. We put a lot of money back into the research and development of our products to continuously make it the best on the market. I love showing architects this slide in particular, if it's going to advance for me, just because it kind of puts everything that we just talked about in a nutshell. Really easy to see the different pros and cons between natural asphalt and the DaVinci products and where we can check the boxes. Everybody always likes to see the warranty, here's all your ratings, your class 4 impact, class A fire, your wind rating, what the warranties look like. And then just kind of talking about what this proprietary, virgin polymers is. The big takeaway is that we are not a recycled material. We are a 100% virgin polymer. So what that allows us to be able to do is have the same exact chemical makeup going into the product each and every time. So throughout manufacturing, it's going to be the same product. There's no differences throughout it. So I would just like to touch on those couple little extra items. So thank you.
Awesome, thank you. Looks like we do have two more questions that came in. So let's see. Did not notice it in photos, but can the ridge pieces be applied as ridge vents?
The ridge, Amilee, did you want me to?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. So the tiles can be applied over a ridge vent.
Okay.
It would just need to be flashed. The ridge
Yes.
vent just need to be flashed.
Awesome. And then what are minimum roof slopes and can the material be applied to skip sheathing? Traditional spaces between 1-bys under natural wood shingles to breathe, usually 2-inch spaces. Let me know if you need me to repeat that one.
No, so the material does need to be installed over a solid plywood or OSB. It cannot be installed over skip sheathing. And the reason for that is with the design of the tiles, what's underneath it can cause, for lack of a better term, imperfections on the roof. So if there's any imperfection within the 1-bys underneath the tiles, it will make the tiles lift up a little bit, which isn't really, typically a look people like. So we definitely recommend, and we've done all of our testing over 1/2 inch or, 3/8 inch solid plywood or OSB. And then the minimum roof slope, it just depends on the product.
312.
Some of them are 212, some of them are 412. It just depends on what product it is for DaVinci specifically.
Got it. All right. Well, that looks like it should wrap up our questions for now. So again, if you didn't ask a question, or if you've got one that comes up as you're leaving today's event, feel free to drop that into the post-event survey or drop it directly to the DaVinci team by heading to their Acelab page. All right. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, everyone in our audience, for coming out today. Thank you, Megan and Amilee, for a great presentation and for answering all of our questions. And I hope everybody has a great rest of their day.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks,
Bye.
everybody.